Hello, Serge here from the back porch. You have the blog. Again, I'm going to read an excerpt from an email or blog email that is more of a statement, and I guess we could say advice. And I think it's pretty darn good, and that's why we're going to cover it today. And this comes from Deb, D-E-B, Deb, and she says, throw out everything you have learned about the rotational swing and start from scratch. Retrain your muscles. Don't fight the odd new positions. Get the feel of the swing without hitting a ball. In the beginning, I tried combining elements of the Serge swing with my old habits. No go. Once I started getting the feel of the vertical swing, it all began to make sense. It will for you too. And again, that was from Deb. Now, I think it's probably a pretty good bet that we could say many of you on this who got to the Serge site here, swingsurgeon.com, got here because of wanting to find a swing that is more body friendly, because many of you were in pain, and I know I can't tell you how many people I run into that said they Googled back pain or pain-free swing or something, they got to us, and some of you Googled other words and got to us, and as soon as you started reading it, the number one comment I've heard in lessons for the last 25 years or more, since I've been figuring out the swing and developing it and studying with my mentors, Dr. Ned Armstrong, the orthopedic surgeon, Henry Reifel, my engineer, physicist, and chiropractors and PTs and OTs that I've studied with, optometrists, with everybody. The things we bring out are always 100% founded in fact. Physics, physiology. Physics is how does the club hit the ball, and physiology is how does the body swing the club. And because we're dealing with physics and physiology the way God created the world to turn, I think we're dealing with the right perspective and the right way to teach and learn a golf swing, and ultimately to swing a golf club. And so most of you got here because the predominance of golf instruction is rotational golf swing, which is making a big huge turn and swinging the club up here at about this angle where the left almond shaft is parallel to where it was at address, which means it's a heavy club. And then from deep and inside, you have to turn your hips out of the way and you swing over here. And as you turn your hips, it's going to pull you across the ball. And the tendency will be to hit pulls if you release the club square to your body, or hold on and hit slices. And so you're basically trying to play golf in a baseball park rather than a bowling alley. I like playing in a bowling alley. I have this comment that when you stand up and that's your aiming line and this is your toe line, if you keep your club and your arms basically inside your aiming alley, is what I call it, your golf balls, when you hit them, will have a lot better chance of staying in the aiming alley. So swing in the alley, play in the alley, not a ballpark. Okay? And so Deb's comments are great. As I said, most of you were very likely rotational swingers, and between aches and pains, and in many cases really bad pains, I can't tell you how many people came to me and said that they were going to quit or have already quit, and they learned to swing, and in the first lesson they're starting to feel better. We've had students scheduled for back surgery, and they learned to swing before the surgery, and they're starting to wonder, hey, I'm feeling better. I might not need this surgery. That's a subject to be taken up with your surgeon. But I think if a surgeon is honest person and you're losing your pain when you've got a new golf swing, it's easy to say the old swing was causing it and the new one is correcting it. So the key is Deb is 100% correct. You can't mix and match here. If you can't say, well, I think this rotational stuff is pretty good. It can't be. Your body's not designed to rotate. The top of the spine to a bottom of the spine has about 28 degrees of rotation maximum, and they're all trying to get you to make 90 or more. And so that's like close to 3 times minimum what you're supposed to be turning. The body's not designed to do that. Plus it defies physics, because if you're turning, you're swinging across your aiming line, not on, square and solid. And the only way you can swing on, square and solid is to go straight back in the mitt, up the tree, straight down and straight up. So to speak, the perfect swing's a Ferris wheel, straight up and down. We can get pretty darn close to a Ferris wheel because we're doing what? We're swinging it straight back and up and straight down and up in front of our body, which is the only place you can swing the club. So this isn't, if you want to be successful with the peak performance swing, you cannot do it from leaving half of your old swing if you were trying to be rotational, or any part of it, with this one. And as Deb accurately said here, once I started getting the feel of the vertical swing, it all began to make sense. It will for you. Vertical is the key. 3/4 limited turn swing. You can't be successful interchanging parts of a swing, just like you can't successfully repair your car if you say have a Ford with Chevy parts. For whatever reason, they might not fit. If they fit, they might not have the right ingredients to it, or the pressures that might be needed to work if it's in the engine or whatever. Interchange parts is usually a recipe for disaster in fixing a car, or fixing many other products, or other things you do in your life. You interchange the ingredients of a recipe to cook food or whatever. You change the taste, you change the quality of it, and maybe at some point you might like it, but in the end it's not what it's not what it was originally intended to be, what it is. And so you can't interchange. You need to grasp this and work on the whole thing and get in the mitt and up the tree, in the mitt and up the tree. Deb is 1,000% correct here. And naturally we have to unwind this and do it better. And one of the things that we're talking about is mental memory, not muscle memory. Muscle memory doesn't happen. It's mental memory. The muscles only move because the brain tells what muscles to move and when. That's the concept of learning a golf swing. Don't fight the odd new positions. Get the feel of the swing without hitting a ball, is what she said in this thing, in her statement. And I have a statement I've always used for years. It says. Most of my golf lessons, initially in the first couple of them, where I turn the golf lesson more into knowledge, learning what you want to do, know what has to happen, why does it happen, how do you make it happen, is more important, because that's the way you learn. You don't learn golf swing by just beating balls into the ground like a lot of people say. Learning golf swings in the dirt. No, it's getting it into your mind first. And so my statement about that is we do a lot of practice swings, and I have this three-step statement. If you can't make a swing without a club and without a ball efficiently and consistently, you have no chance. And then you have to, once you learn to make it without a club and without a ball, then you go up to the next level, which is with the club without a ball. And then once you get to that step and it feels like it feels good and it feels consistent, then you finally go to what? With the club, with the ball. If you can't learn to swing in that order, then you're not going to get to the end. And one of the biggest problems in golf instruction, I believe, is that in a golf lesson, instructors let students hit the ball too soon. They haven't done any swings with the club, without a club, and without a ball, or with the club without a ball. And those, if you can't do those two steps, you're not going to successfully do the third step, which is with the club with the ball. And if you're not ready and you start hitting balls and the swing isn't grooved in the sense that you sense it, you feel it in your mind, which makes your body move, you're just going to hit bad shots. And improvement is not going to happen if you're hitting bad shots. What you get is frustrated and depressed and agitated and irritated and angry. And all of those things are counterproductive to learning. So anybody who's had lessons with me knows that once we change your setup and your swing, what I determine needs to be, we change the setup, we work on the setup, and we make a lot of good practice swings with a club with no ball in your new setup. And once I see the swing I'm looking for, then you get a ball. And again, any of you who've been to lessons with me, you know that 99% of the time the golfer hits a good shot within 3 swings. And in many cases, if it takes 3 swings, I tell them that they're a slow learner. And any of you that have been at golf schools and know this and seen it with other students, most everybody hits it a good shot on the first swing or the second when I finally let them get the ball, or as I call it, they earn their golf ball by making good practice swings. Which leads us back again, once you have learned to swing and you get on the course, should you take practice swings? If you like, yes, but do it correctly. The correct setup, and then make the correct swings. And when you feel the swing you want, then you step up and swing the field. So when we practice, let's not overdo it. You hit that bad shot, you don't get another ball until you made a good swing. The worst thing in the world is to hit a bad shot, and I've seen people, they got another ball raked over, and they're setting up to hit it, and the first ball hasn't even landed yet. Hit a bad shot, take a good practice swing, feel the swing you want, that's it, set up and swing the field. So it goes for learning to swing, and then when you're practicing to do that, and especially when you're on a golf course, earn your golf balls, and you'll be a better golfer and shoot those lower scores, which is what playing good golf is all about. Okay? Well, that's it for the search today, and I'll be talking to you all again soon.